Hey Nam fam, this is Desiree with Monsterpiece Kennel, home of the real Nam thing. Me and my husband Percy Daly, we created the breed. And right here I have a female. Her name is Black Betty. And what makes this female so unique is she doesn't have one speck of white on her. So she is actually SOB's full littermate sister. So that's why I just had to retain this female. She's super duper sweet. And this is her first actual litter. She had them on the 17th, and she had 2 puppies, and when they came out they were stillborn. So I got a little worried, of course. I gave her some calcium. I gave her oral, you know, you can give them oral cal or you can give them Tums. I gave her some calcium, and she wasn't making no progress in the labor. So I ended up just taking her to the vet to see if there were any more puppies in her, you know, just to check her out to make sure that everything was fine, see if she had any more puppies. And she had these little guys right here. Get my foot out of the way. And she has a tawny Harlequin female and a blue Harlequin male. So she had those. They are now 4 days old, and she's not really milking up as good as she should be because it's supply and demand on the milk. So I am giving her supplements for the milk, and I'm going to start giving her some raw chicken legs today. And I got to go get her some you can give them liver and you can give them gizzards, so I got to make her a special cocktail so she can start milking up. But due to she only had 2 puppies, I don't want to lose any of them. So what I'm going to do is I've been feeding them every 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, to make sure that they, you know, they make it, and that they get enough milk. So I sit here every 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. I sit here for probably approximately 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. I just want to make sure that they get totally full, that they fall off the nipple. And sometimes you can supplement feed them with formula, but like right now I want her to get these puppies and keep them with her 24/7. So this is a slow process because she's a new mom and she loves me and she likes humans. She's like a big old lap dog. So whenever she feeds her puppies, she wants to try to get in my lap. As you see, she has her paws on my lap right here. She tries to get all the way in my lap. Sometimes she moves to get into my lap while she feeds, but I just keep giving her love and affection, and I pet her and I talk to her. And you know, this is the way you bond with your females. Let them know that you care, you know, kiss them, love them, hug them, just let them know that you're there and they're being a good mommy. And when she first had the C-section, of course this is her first C-section, so she really was unaware. You know, she knew they were her puppies, but she was a little confused as to what she was going to do. So this is what we do with sometimes first-time moms. They, you know, to get them the hang of having puppies and what they need to do. Right now she's really not interested. She'll lick them, but she won't lick their behinds and their private parts. So I have to do that myself, you know, using baby wipes. So sometimes I do that while they're eating. I'll tap them on their private parts to make them pee and poop, because you have to do that also. And you got to be careful that you don't make their butts raw with the baby wipes, so you don't want to wipe them too much. But she's doing pretty well. You know, I do plan on giving these puppies to her when they're either 2 or 3 weeks old, depending on how careful she's being, because you know, with only having 2 puppies, I don't want her to lay on them, obviously. And you know, I have a couple people waiting on these pups, so they're very, very important puppies right here. So I just want to make sure that everything goes proper with them, and just do everything I can to make sure that they get, you know, their mother's milk, because they need their mother's milk for their immune system. And without the mother's milk, they don't have a strong immune system, because anything that's wrong with the puppy, the milk will send signals to its immune system. Basically, they're working off her immune system through the milk. So if you are just straight tube feeding a puppy or formula feeding a puppy, you need to give them some milk from the mom, because they're getting the first 3 days, they got the first 2 to 3 days, they get the colostrum only, and that really boosts their immune system and make sure that everything's going to go well with the puppies. Because I did it both ways, where I had a totally formula feed. The mom didn't have anything, you know, and it was rough. It was really rough. So, you know, she's slowly but surely, she's starting to increase her milk supply. But like I said, it's supply and demand. So if you don't make sure that they, see, she's licking them, but not a lot. So you're going to make sure that they eat every 3 to 4 hours, so she starts to build up her milk supply. And I have an unlimited amount of water. She can get water anytime she wants in the wellbeing box, and I have a limited amount of food so she can eat anytime she wants, because milk provides the you know, not milk, sorry, water. If you don't give them enough water, they won't produce enough milk. And if they're not getting enough nutrition, you know, like let's say you got to feed them puppy food, if they're not getting enough nutrition or vitamins, then they can't give that to their puppies either. So all of it plays a big crucial role in, you know, the quality of puppies that you have. Also, you want to deworm your dogs before they have their puppies. I usually deworm the mother dogs when like a month into their pregnancy, and you know, to make sure that she doesn't give them worms. And you still, when these puppies are 2 weeks of age, I'm going to end up deworming them. I deworm them every 2 weeks after they're 2 weeks of age. So I just keep a good regimen to keep all the bacterias out of the puppies and make sure that they don't have anything that's slowing them down in their growth process. So yeah, I mean, it's trial and error. I've learned a lot of things along the way with, you know, feeding puppies, formula, supplement feeding them. And you know, I have 18 years of experience. I've been doing this since I had my son, and my husband has 35 years of experience. So, you know, it's kind of like when you keep doing stuff over and over and over, you learn from it, and you know, you got a lot of experience in doing what you love. So you just want to make sure that everything goes properly. I got a whole regimen of what I got to do with these puppies. But she's doing pretty well. She loves them, but she just really likes the company that I give her every 3-4 hours, and she just wants me to keep petting her and giving her affection. And she's just a real Velcro type dog. Like, these puppies are going to be amazing because they're really large. And the dad is Showtime, Monsterpiece Showtime. He's a tawny Harlequin male. He's pretty big. He's offspring of Rhino and Icy. And she is offspring of Rhino. No, wait. Crap. Yeah, she's offspring of Rhino and Tula. Oh, this is a line breeding on Rhino, actually. But there is an outcross in there, so that makes everything well. So these are going to be more breed standard puppies because of the line breeding on Rhino. And this is exactly how Tula was. She was in my lap, wanted me to love her. She's got her mother's temperament, and she's got her mother's body structure as well. As you see, since Rhino's her dad, she didn't get a lot of the wrinkles, but she's got a really beautiful temperament. And she's super sweet, super kind. This is a line breeding of Rhino. And these are going to be really huge, really nice puppies. They're going to be thick. They're going to have slight wrinkles. And like I said, they're 4 days old. They were born on the 17th. Today is Saturday. And this is a blue Harlequin male. These are some massive puppies. He's like, let me get the milk. Let me get the milk. Oh. Okay. See, she cares. Lick. She accepts them. She didn't want to hurt them. At first, when she had her C-section, she was unaware. And when they would suckle on her, it makes the mom contract, you know? So it was hurting her as they were suckling on her because it was making her contract. So she was, you know, a little bit confused and disoriented and really didn't know what was going on because she was still coming to hey, I have puppies. This is the tawny Harlequin female. She's got a, let me try to get her face. She's got a split face. See, there's some big puppies. She's a tweed. Both these dogs are tweeds. Tweed means it has different shades of the tawny. See, because it's got like dark, and it's got light, and then it's harlequin because it's got white instead of the lighter base coat. Okay, and you want to lick him? She's a concerned mommy. Come on. This one's peeing. Just want to gently pat. And you see she's peed. Gently pat. With new moms, sometimes they just take to, hey, these are my pups. Okay, that's a poop. You know, and they automatically know, but sometimes, especially when you have C-sections, they're just a little bit confused with what's going on. So this is why I'm doing all of this. And again, I only have 2 puppies, so I want to make sure that they make it, because in between feedings I put them in an incubator, so the oxygen and being a steady temperature, make sure that they're all going to make it. Not only you know, them being at a steady temperature, it makes sure that their body digests the milk and everything that they're eating, and it keeps everything working strong. And then you know, because if you have dogs with fluctuating temperatures, or the mom's not laying on them, if a dog gets cold and is off in the corner, if the mother senses the temperature difference, then they think that something's wrong with the puppy, and then they won't feed that puppy, and then that puppy gets weaker and weaker and weaker. That's what people don't understand that don't have an incubator, that you know, once the puppy's body temperature drops to a certain level, the mom won't accept it, because when they suckle on their nipple, they can feel their cold mouth, and they don't really want anything to do with that puppy. So you know, that's why, you know, if you don't have an incubator, you want to have like a heating pad on one side or the other for them to lay on to stay warm, or you want to have a heat lamp, or just have it generally warm in the area that you have puppies. Because if you look at there, you can look online, there's a like a protocol what you should do for newborn puppies, and it says they're supposed to be anywhere from 82 to 87 degrees the first week of life. So that's what it came with my incubator, but you can look it up online. So that's what I set my incubator on, is I actually set it on like 86, you know. And if it's cold in here, like right now I have my air conditioner on in here, then I set it a little bit higher, because the incubator also fluctuates because of the outside temperature that it's in, you know. So if it's colder, then you want to set it up a little bit higher. So, but if it's hot, then it'll get even hotter than your temperature is on your incubator. So be careful on that if you guys do have an incubator. But it does make the world of a difference having an incubator, I can tell you that, because it's worth its weight in gold. And Buddy's just a great girl. There's not one speck of white on this girl, so it makes her so unique. I only made 2 all black dogs in my life so far, and she was one, and I had another one. Her name was Betty also, and I retired her because she wasn't a very good mother, and that was in the very, very beginning of us breeding. And so that's why when I had her, the minute that Tula, you know, pushed her out and I seen she didn't have any white, I immediately, you know, came to the conclusion that I wanted to keep her, because it's not every day you have an all black dog, you know. And I had several people try to buy her off me, and you know, I'm not gonna do it. And also her sister had a litter, and she had an all blue dog, which is crazy. So maybe in her next litter we'll get another all black dog or all blue dog. Sorry, my leg's going numb. You know, dang it. You know, I don't know if that's like hereditary, you know, or something, but I do know that if you look it up online, it's called residual white. You know, a little bit of education. My foot's going to sleep. So it's called residual white. So if anything is going on with the puppy inside of the womb, what ends up happening is, like, it's fighting off something while it's forming and it's inside the womb. Then it'll put like a little white spot on its foot or something like that. Or, you know, or sometimes they'll have white on their chest, white on their nose. It doesn't mean that nothing's wrong with the dog. It just means that, like, when it was in the uterus, you know, it was fighting off something, and it's called residual white. You can look it up. So it's not saying, like, if you have an all white dog, then it was fighting off a lot of things. But when you have a solid color dog, it's called residual white if they have white on their paws or white on their chest. So what that means to me is that in the womb, she was completely 100% great, and she wasn't fighting off anything because she doesn't have any residual white. And residual white isn't a bad thing. It just happens. I mean, it's just genetics, and not really genetics, but it's just a science. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. But I do treat all my females when I know they're in heat. I treat them with antibiotics, because you want to make sure that all the puppies, like your dogs, is clean before you breed them. So I make sure they're, you know, the uterus is cleaned out, they're clean, they don't have any bacteria, because the number one thing that the puppies fight off in the womb is microplasmas. So you want to make sure that they don't have any microplasmas already up in there. So that's why I give them antibiotics. And then also when the dog does, you know, when the male does naturally breed the dog, you want to make sure that nothing's on either of the private parts of the dog. And sometimes, you know, they do it natural, so it can happen, and they can get some dirt up in there. So when they get some, you know, some dirt up in there, it can also cause like an infection, or, you know, and you know, end up causing you to lose puppies. And that's what causes microplasmas, is the dirt or the bacteria that gets up actually in the vulva. So that's why I always treat them 5 days. Well, as soon as I see them bleed, I start treating them with antibiotics, and then I treat them 5 days after they lock in. They lock the last tie. So that's my protocol with that. So I try to make sure that all the puppies have a fighting chance. But like I said, she actually had 4 puppies, and I guess, you know, that's all God wanted her to have. I would have loved to have more, but, you know, I'm glad to have something than nothing. And, you know, and this is an easier litter on her, because if she would have had like 18, like I had one dog have a litter of 8. Well, actually, her first litter was like 20. So that was a lot of puppies. So it was her first litter, so I had to sit there with her, and it was really stressful on her, really stressful on me to get her to feed all those puppies. So this is a good, even litter for her to learn how to be a mom and to be good. And, you know, because what she likes to do, she likes to get in my lap, and she likes to curl up, like, you know, and not really lay out like you're supposed to, so the dogs can get every single nipple. And when you have like over 12 puppies, you have to make sure every single dog gets on a nipple. You have to rotate them on the nipples, make sure, like right now, these puppies, I have to make sure they all get on each and every single nipple, so she doesn't get you know, any, I forgot what it's called, it's on the tip of my tongue, you know, so she don't get any infections in her nipples. I forgot what it's called. It's at the tip of my tongue. They get it all the time, but they either get it because they engorged. They get either engorged with milk, and then it starts getting bacteria in it, because, you know, the milk can't express out unless you rotate them on each one of the nipples. There's something, it's called something, I'm sorry. It's at the tip of my tongue. But she's being pretty good. As you see, she's trying to work her way into my lap slowly but surely. She just keeps moving. So if you guys like the content, please like and subscribe below. Hit the notification bell. And I'm going to start doing more videos like this, you know, as long as time persists. I do have a 1 and a 2-year-old, so I am pretty busy. But I'm going to start, you know, doing weekly videos on these guys to show you guys them growing and stuff like that. And I do have new t-shirts I just made. We're going to be getting a store up and running so the t-shirt people can just send them directly to you. So if you guys have any questions, please just comment below and I'll answer any of them. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I do read the comments, and I do comment back to almost everyone, as long as it's a positive comment and nothing negative, which I haven't really had very many negative comments lately. So you know, I always comment back to people. And if you guys would like one of my puppies, you can go to the description, which will tell you how to get a hold of me, or you can just message below and I'll give you my email address. You can email me, and any other questions, you guys could just email me or look down at the description. Everything's there. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you have a wonderful day.